Good morning, everybody. Psalm 110. Now, listen, I got to tell you, Psalm 110 is it's going to be hard to say anything about it and explain it in 5 minutes. But let me really try to give you a real snapshot. Psalm 110 is, I believe, a messianic psalm. It is about the Messiah being the Christ, the one that God would send, who is going to be the king of this world, who will execute righteousness and justice and holiness. Um, let me read it. He says, "The Lord said to my Lord, sit at my right hand till I make your enemies your footstool. The Lord shall send the rod of your strength out of Zion, rule in the midst of your enemies. Your people will be volunteers in the day of your power, and in the beauties of holiness from the of the morning. You have the dew of your youth. The Lord has sworn and will not relent. You are a priest forever, according to the order of Melchizedek. The Lord is at your right hand. He shall execute kings in the day of his wrath. He shall judge among the nations. He shall fill the places with dead bodies. He shall execute the heads of many countries. He shall drink of the brook by the wayside. Therefore, he shall lift up his head." So here's what I believe, that this is a reference to God's Messiah, God's Christ, the Anointed One, who would come and he would reign on this earth, and he will reign in righteousness and holiness, and he will bring justice, and his people will worship him and serve him. He will reign out of Jerusalem, out of Mount Zion, out of Zion that it calls there in verse 2. That is a reference to Jerusalem. So look, I believe in my study of the scriptures. I believe that Christ is that Messiah. Jesus of Nazareth is the Christ. He is that Messiah. He is the one that God has sent and will send. You see, I believe that Jesus is coming again in a fulfillment of this prophecy, of this psalm, that Jesus will literally come to this earth again. He will literally come as a king. He will destroy the enemies, his enemies. He will destroy Satan, and the demonic powers that are at work and deceive people and lead people astray, and that Christ will reign for 1,000 years from Jerusalem, and that at the end of that 1,000 years is when he will make all things new, that Revelation 21:22 talk about. And he will make then the new heavens and the new earth. But I believe this is a reference to his reign. So now, I know there's different beliefs about that. I know that's a real snapshot and it doesn't give you a lot of details. But here's what it does for me, and what I think that this psalm does for me as well. So when I look at the world, I got to tell you, it's pretty easy for me to get discouraged, I guess you might say, or to be sad about the state of the world, and just the way that evil seems to reign and unrighteousness is everywhere, and it's pretty depressing, if you ask me, when I look at the state of this world. But here's what I believe. I believe that God is in control. And I believe that one day he is going to truly bring justice to this world. I believe that wrongs are going to be righted. And when I say they're going to be righted, either they will come under the blood of Christ and the forgiveness of God's sin, or they will be judged and the people will be held to account. I believe that he will reign, that he will conquer his enemies, that they will become his footstool, and that he will reign, and his people will honor him and love him and serve him. So I take heart in the fact, and knowing that God has a plan, and that God is working all things to his final culmination when he says the time is right, that he will bring an end to all of this ungodliness that we see all around us. And for me personally, and for us personally, what I want to do is I want to surrender my life to Christ right now. I want to let God and his son, Jesus, rule in my heart and in my life right now, so that I can know and be assured that when he rules and reigns from this earth, I can be a part of that as well. That's what Psalm 110 does for me. I know there's a lot in there. There's a lot of unanswered questions in there. That's really a snapshot. But just take Psalm 110 and just remember, God has a plan, and God has a way, and God is working out his plan. And that one day, unrighteousness will be accounted for, and injustices will be paid for. Hey, trust in the Lord with all your heart. lean not on your own understanding, and in all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your paths. Psalm 110, get out there in faith today. God bless you. Love you.